In an effort to provide users with quicker access to their most commonly used commands, we've added mouse gestures to SOLIDWORKS 2010. Let's take a look at how it works here in this sketch. To start mouse gestures, you simply have to hold your right mouse button down and begin dragging in the interface, and you'll notice that the gesture interface appears on the screen. As I move around, you'll notice that different of the commands are highlighting, and if I want to choose one, I simply have to mouse over it, and that command will be invoked. To start another command, I simply repeat. So in this case, if I want a dimension, I can go up to the dimension tool and continue on designing. Now all of the commands that you're seeing on the mouse gesture interface are customizable by the user. We expect that as they've customized them and they've started to use them, they'll begin to gesture much more quickly than I'm doing right here in this demonstration. For example, one of the most common ones we expect people to use quite often is the one we've mapped to the upper right hand corner, exit sketch, as it correlates quite nicely to the exit sketch icon in the upper right hand corner of the interface. So with a quick flick to the right hand corner, I can exit that sketch and continue on with the model. Now in the Sketcher environment, we had 8 commands that were default mapped to that gesture interface. In the part environment, we have a different set of 8 that we've mapped by default. So in this case, if we want to go to an isometric view, we can quickly gesture to the upper right hand corner. If we want to go to a top view, gesturing straight upward would get us to a top view. So we expect these to be quite natural for the part. We have a similar set of customizations for the assembly environment, and I'll show you right now how things look in the drawing environment. In the drawing environment, we've chosen a set of commands that we feel are most appropriate. In this case, model view straight down, and we can add a view of this model to the drawing quite quickly. We can continue with the design by, in this case, maybe going to a section view, gesturing to the lower left-hand corner, and creating a section view quite quickly. You notice I haven't had to leave the graphics area much at all, other than to play with some of the options for some of my commands. I'll continue on a little bit with a note. Place that up in here. And perhaps finish off with a detail view by gesturing down to the right-hand corner. Now all of the commands I've been mentioning are customizable, so let me show you how you gain access to that. And it's simply by visiting the Tools Customize window. You'll notice we've added a new tab called Mouse Gestures, and when you go there, you'll see that very similar to what we have for keyboard shortcuts, we have access to all of the commands in the system, and we have a unique column for all of the environments that we support. You'll notice, in part and assembly, we've mapped by default to a bunch of zooming and view manipulation commands. In the drawing environment, however, we've mapped to some more appropriate commands like section view, annotation, and so on. And of course in the Sketcher to a different set of commands that make sense. As I said, all of these are customizable, 32 mouse gestures in all, and at the end of the day, if users prefer not to use mouse gestures, there is a global option here to turn them off altogether.